So we've been talking about practice. We've been
Come on.
talking about
You
practice.
talking about practice? Not the game.
We
Not
are
the
talking
game.
about practice, but
Come
there's a
on.
reason. One of the sparks for this conversation on practice is our music of the day, our music of the week, our music of the moment
Come on.
conversation, which today is inspired by Jackie Hill Perry's new EP called Practice. And so, in past episodes, we kind of talk about our song, like what's the song we're listening to, what are we loving right now. And so when we knew this was coming, we immediately was like, oh, before we even knew we wanted to make an episode about practice, I think it was just like, oh, we definitely got to talk about what's our favorite song from this project. I wanted to hear this so bad. I even listened to the listening session live stream just to be able to hear what was going to be on it. And of course, when God is with you, it's not going to disappoint. But I'm gonna let you go first. So what's your favorite track so far from the EP?
Oh man, it's
What's on
bar
repeat?
it's bar heavy. It's bar heavy. It's bars
Yeah,
all in there, which you would
yeah,
expect from a poet anyway.
yeah,
Uh yeah, so for me, um it's gonna take me a while because I listen to
yeah.
album. I'm really weird. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm really weird. So usually how I listen to album is any album. I
Yeah,
listen to it from the beginning to the end.
yeah.
And I listening to first, I like listening to like the production.
Mm-hmm.
Then listen so from the production, then I
Mm-hmm.
start listening to like melodies and
Mm-hmm.
choruses. Then I
Mm-hmm.
start listening to lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When I
Mm-hmm.
really like a project.
Mm-hmm.
Cause by the time I
Yeah,
listen to it three times,
yeah,
then I already know the beat, I already
yeah,
know the melodies, and then I can really dig into cause I'm a wordsmith. I love
yeah,
words.
yeah,
So I like looking at the words once I like paying attention, like putting a spotlight on the words
yeah,
once I've
yeah.
already heard it a few
Yeah,
times. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
I love that framework. We got to come back to that. The production, the melody, and the lyrics, like as a framework for like how we unpack these projects. But I'm gonna come back.
No, that's
That's a
probably weird,
separate.
bro. That's
That's
probably
a
weird.
no. It's not weird at all. It's like that's what makes up a good song, right? Like I mean, that's what we're doing. I you just worded it in a way that gives a sequence and a framework around it for. I mean, there's probably other elements of it, but those to me
Mm-hmm.
seem like core elements of like the production, the beat, how does it sound, the melody, like what are you singing in your head, what do you remember, and then the lyrics, like what are the metaphors, what are the, you know what I mean? So I think that's such a
Mm-hmm.
great framework. But I just wanted to park that there because I'm like, we're gonna probably come back to that.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah. So you were saying, okay, you got to
Yeah,
sit
so
with
I
it for a
yeah,
minute.
so yeah, so I ain't had the full, but initially, with that being said, I like that flood it, 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 flood it. So that's leave me alone.
Oh.
Flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it, flood it. Hey, I could do,
Yeah,
I could,
yeah, yeah.
I could do something with
Man,
that flooded now.
you could do something with that.
I can do something with it.
So, I
What you got?
mean, of course, like I feel like this is always going to be happening, especially with projects. But I mean, technically it's 8 songs, so the likelihood of us landing in the same place is a lot greater than probably a full length project. But "Leave Me Alone" was definitely my pick. So get out my head. Um,
let me
and I
let me say
think
though,
it's
it's
I
tough.
think it's tough. I listened to it a lot today. It's only 20 minutes.
It's tough.
Which also makes me think, I mean, parking that there for a second, really quickly, just a music head thing. So obviously not obviously, a few years back, Kanye released a series of projects that were
Yep.
7 songs long, hit for his artists, people affiliated with good music. I bring that up because that was the last thing I remember where it was like bodies of work that were like 7 songs long, 8 songs long, but felt so full and so complete. And so what it did was I'm always a person that's more on less is more.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather
Bass not treble.
really a great album to me. I really don't need you to go over 12, but I know we live in a different era now. So it's like you can give me 10 and 12 and be out. Some of my favorite projects is like in and out. But I bring that up to say What I love about this project, one, is it already, it's different sounds, but you could already start to see like what a full body of work is going to sound like. And to your point about needing time, I almost would need her to break this up for me so that I can like spend time with like sections at a time. And she's gonna
Mm-hmm.
release something much longer than this because it
Mm-hmm.
is so dense.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's the wordplay is out of here, so it's like you're gonna find yourself listening to it multiple times. Um, with that being said, "Leave Me Alone" was the track that I found myself being like, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, run that back.
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is the production. Like the first, like the part of that is the production and the melody. That immediately grabs you. It feels like if you were talking about a single that could work on radio, like it's like it feels like that. And so that's why I chose that. But there's a lot of, to your point, as I spend time with it, like I found myself right before this repeat and pick it up as well.
Pick it up.
Um, and then it's like sometimes with artists, sometimes what I do is I'll then go and recreate the order of a project based on my ear. And that's just, my own Kevin A&R, Kevin's
Come on.
curation,
Come on.
how I want to hear it. Also, it's just like mood
Mm-hmm.
and vibe, like where I
Personal
want to
preference.
go. And because this EP is practice, I know she's experimenting a lot of sounds. But with that being said, there are songs that feel like you can't separate them. And I feel like Pick It Up and Leave Me Alone, the way the transition is between them, it feels like you have to keep them together. And so I always try to honor that too. If there's some intentionality with there, I'm 9 times out of 10 going to keep it together on my playlist when I do that, because I think that's just keeping in integrity with the project. But loving it so far. Can't wait to keep listening to it.
Come on.
There's another album we're probably going to have to talk about next time
Gonna have to
that
next
dropped today.
Friday.
There's so much dropping today, but I'm excited to just spend more time with practice. And so much so, it felt one other reason I was excited for this project and why we were excited for it is because I think the idea of practice is so aligned with where we are right now and how we talk about our own becoming journeys. And so it was very natural for us to make that a theme of this conversation that we're about to have even more, because we kind of are seeing life through that lens right now. And, Joe, you a trainer, and we love basketball, we love sports, we love all these different things. And so just thinking about what practice means to us, and how we start to apply it to our lives. I'm really excited to talk about that today.